Every drop they take is an entry in the ledger.
She looks pale.
The lunar cycle is approaching its peak, Alpha. Her vitality dips, but the potency increases.
Don't die too fast, Moondrop. Eliza still needs you.
It's written in blood, and one day it comes due. Instead of emptiness, a restless hum woke under my skin. That healed too fast.
Eat. You need your strength.
For Eliza.
The lunar peak is in 2 nights. The ancient texts speak of a confluence. When the moon's eye is fully open, the moon's bane weakens, and the moon's balm must be gathered at its zenith for the purification to be complete.
Gathered.
The extraction. At the exact moment of the full moon's apex, the potency will be unparalleled. If that's not me, has our serious efficiency will be unparalleled. It could finally break the cycle. Heal her completely.
The silver chains must hold fast, lest the balm become the bane. We must ensure you are secure for the ritual.
The hum became a song at the window. Not outside me, inside. Malcolm's texts had not found a cure. They had found instructions. They were going to harness whatever answered the moon inside me and drain it into Eliza. They think they're tapping a well. Go ahead. Take me to the edge. Push me into the deep. If they wanted the tide beneath my skin, I would let it rise high enough to drown us all. Let's see which of us drowns. I had only ever seen the path from my cell to pain. Tonight, they took me deeper.
Moondrop. Tonight is the night. I can feel it. The chill is already retreating.
She looked at me the way the dying look at medicine, never as a person.
Secure her.
The silver did not just burn. It reached inward, cold fire tracing my veins, searching for the hum and trying to crush it. In his gaze, I saw no cruelty. I saw only the determination of a man who would burn the world to save one person. It was almost worse.
Begin.
My blood did not drip, it surged, and under the moon...
Yes. Yes. The texts were true.
Oh, I can feel it. I can feel it. The warmth, the light, it's glorious.
It's bloomed while I emptied.
She bloomed while I emptied. The warmth left first. Then the hum. Then everything that made the moon answer me began to go quiet. If this is the end, let my silence haunt your halls.
His blood bag was gone. Something else had answered in her place.
The seal. It wasn't on the blood. It was the blood. We didn't draw the bomb. We broke the ward! The prophecy! The moon scorned!
Thank you for your assistance, physician. You wanted your sister cured. You sought power in my veins. You have no idea what power is. But you're about to learn.
These were the hands that dragged me to the altar. Another entry. Enough. Kneel. Your moondrop is spent, Alpha. The vessel you purchased is empty. But the wellspring is just beginning to flow.
Your physician has pieces of the answer, don't you, Malcolm?
The moon scorned. The lost lineage. The blood that seals it was a ward. A protective ward.
We thought the cure was inside her, but the cure was the seal. And now, the moon's daughter is awake. The ancient enemy? The myth?
Not a myth. A memory. One your people tried to bury, along with my kind. You sought to cure a sickness by draining the one force that could contain it. You didn't heal your sister, Kayla Blackman. You poisoned her with stolen, fragmented power, and you unleashed me.
My quarters have grown tireful. I believe I'll find new accommodations. Ones with a better view.
Where will you go?
Wherever I please.
Who are you? What happened below? Seize
Your Alpha asked me the same question. Who am I? I am the consequence.
Moondrop.
Her hair.
What is that light? Explain yourself. What magic is this? What have you done?
Explanation? Very well. You purchased a thing you believed to be a resource. A renewable, component source of healing. You were wrong. You did not buy a resource. You captured a relic. You did not harness a cure. You were picking at a lock. You didn't buy a medicine, Caleb Blackhern. You bought a god. And your god is very, very displeased. You call Eliza's affliction to the moon's bane. You believe it is a random curse, a sickness to be battled. You are wrong.
The old tales, they speak of a pact, a bond with the lunar cycles.
A pact. Not with a dead rock in the sky. With a living force your ancestors learned to harmonize with. It tempered the beast within. It balanced your fire. Your lineage was once guardian of that pact, then knowledge rotted into fragments. The moon's your sister suffers is not an outside plague. It is the hunger of a wolf starved of balance. A wolf so far out of tune with the moon that it begins to consume itself. This is what your ancestors knew, a balm. And this is what has been festering in Eliza. Not moonlight. A cancer of moonlight. You didn't give her medicine, physician. You gave an alcoholic another bottle. My blood carried traces of the true power, enough to quiet her starving spirit. But every drop you took weakened the seal that kept the source contained. You thought you were mining a healing spring. You were chiseling away at the dam holding back the ocean. And tonight, you broke it. I am the moon's answer to your forgetting. I am the pact, given flesh. I am the balance you tried to bleed dry. The silver chains didn't hold me because I was weak. They held me because silver resonates with the moon. They were part of the seal, you fool. Your own symbols of bondage were helping keep me contained. You wanted to know what could hurt a moon-touched being? Not silver. Never silver. Only ignorance. Only greed. Only the arrogance of thinking you could own a force of nature.
Move! To the sanctum! You have to do something. You said it. It's a corruption of your power. You can stop it. You can fix her.
Fix her? Why would I do that?
Don't. Please. Don't kill her.
Don't? You created this. You fed it. You armed it with my stolen life. And now you ask for mercy?
It's my fault. All of it. My blindness. My pride. Please. She's a victim too. There must be another way. You have the real power.
I'm begging you. Not as your alpha. I have no right. As a man who made a cataclysm of a mistake. Help her. Stop this.
You're right. There is another way. But I will not save her. Salvation implies a return. That girl is gone. I will correct your mistake. I will take back what is mine. And the cost of that correction will be mine to name. In full. Do you understand?
Yes, anything. Just stop her pain. Stop this.
Enough. Come.
The poison fought to stay where greed had fed it. I did not let it. A lump of addiction, pain, and stolen potential. Their crime, condensed.
Eliza? Eliza? Eliza, can you hear me?
The poison is contained. The moon's bane is, for all intents and purposes, cured. She will no longer weaken. She will no longer need nightly sacrifices. She will live a long, quiet human life. The specialness you worshipped was sourced from a lie, sustained by theft, and now recalled. Your sister's life such it is now, is my gift. The eradication of the abomination you created is my service. The education of your pack, the revelation of your collective sin. Consider that a courtesy. First, the physician, Malcolm. He will publicly recount every step of his research, every ignored omen, every willful misinterpretation that led you here. Then he will be stripped of rank and exiled from these mountains before the next moonrise. Comfort, but no privilege, no influence. She will live in quiet obscurity, a reminder of the price of arrogance. Third, you, Caleb, Alpha of the Black Hair Pack, will stand before your people and confess. You will describe the extractions. You will admit to the systematic torture performed on the Banner Manor of Healing. You will acknowledge that your leadership in this matter was not misguided, but monstrous. Those are my terms, the price for the life of the woman in your arms, and for the continued existence of this pack, which now lives only by my sufferance. Accept them, or I walk away.
Malcolm, step forward. You will spend this night composing a full account of your work. At dawn, you will read it aloud in this hall. Then you will be stripped of your robes and title and banished from Black Man territory. If you return, you die.
Alpha, please!
Eliza Blackman will be taken to the Western Sunroom. She will have a single attendant for her basic needs. No visitors without my express permission, no honors. No role in pack life. She is to be cared for and forgotten. I, Caleb, son of Arcturus, Alpha of the Black Hair Pack, confess. I purchased a being I believe to be less than a person, a resource, a thing. I ordered her blood taken night after night. I inspected her like livestock to keep the product viable. I justified it by my sister's life. I was wrong. It was not necessary. It was evil. I allowed my pack to participate in sustained torture under the lie of healing. My leadership in this was not an error in judgment. It was a failure of morality. It was monstrous.
The terms are accepted. The debt, for now, is paid. Welcome to the new balance.
Caleb's confession did not end the nightmare. It only changed its shape.
It was management.
There was no reverence left for her, only management.
The sunroom is in the western spire. It has its own access to the upper gardens. You will not be disturbed there.
I'll find it.
He fulfilled the bargain. I refused the route he offered.
For months, my world had been a three-point circuit. Cell, corridor, ritual chamber. Ritual chamber. Now I walked wherever I pleased.
We can't pretend it didn't happen. He admitted. He's still the Alpha. He made a hard choice for his blood. A choice that required a slave, Kale. We're wolves, not leeches.
The lady is at peace now, child. The bad magic is gone.
At what cost, Grandmother? What does it make us that we let it happen, that he did it?
Was it worth it? The trade. The trade. My suffering for her peace.
I thought I was saving her life. I thought there was no other way.
There is always another way, you just didn't care to look for it. The cost was acceptable to you because it wasn't your cost.
I know that now. Seeing you here, seeing what this place is, I'm starting to understand the weight of the ledgers you spoke of.
It's not your ledger to understand, it's mine. You just happen to be the debtor.
The sunroom. It's yours, for as long as you wish.
I don't need your permission. Not for a room, not for anything.
Enter.
My lady, the Alpha, he said you might be hungry.
I have no title here. What is your name?
Lionel, ma'am.
Look at me, Liana.
You were there last night.
Yes, ma'am, in the hall. I heard...
What did you hear?
I heard the Alpha. I heard what he said about you, about what they did. Is it true, all of it?
Why do you ask? Do you doubt your Alpha's confession?
Revan is a guard. He'd come home and just stare at the fire. He wouldn't eat. I didn't understand. Now, I think I do.
The food is for you as well. Sit. Eat.
I couldn't. It's for you.
I don't require it. And I dislike eating alone.
What happens now?
That is the question.
Your Alpha has paid a price. Your physician is gone. Your lady is quiet. But the system that allowed it all remains. Do you think that belief died with one confession?
No. But maybe it's sick. Maybe it can heal.
Perhaps. Or perhaps it needs to be cut out.
Alpha! I was just...
Leave us.
You shouldn't fraternize with the servants. It causes talk.
Talk is the point. Let them wonder. Let them see the monster doesn't bite the hand that feeds it bread.
Malcolm's account is being prepared. The exile will proceed at dawn. Eliza is settled. She woke briefly. She doesn't remember much. It's a mercy.
For you.
The pack is unsettled. There are arguments, questions about leadership. Your presence here is a destabilizing force.
I'm not the instability, Caleb. I am the consequence. The instability was already here, festering in your sanctum. I just opened the wound and let the infection see the sun.
What do you want? You have your revenge. You have your ascension. What more do you need to leave us to pick up the pieces?
I don't need anything from you. But you have something I want.
What?
A problem. A broken pack. A poisoned land. A leadership with blood on its hands and doubt in its heart.
You asked me to fix your sister. I did. In my way. Now you have a larger sickness. One I didn't create, but one I have a vested interest in.
Your debt is not paid with a confession and an exile. It is paid with utility. You want stability? Then you will lead them my way. You will remake your laws, your rituals, your relationship with the moon according to the truths I unveil. You will become the instrument of the new balance.
You want to be the power behind the throne.
I am the power. The throne is irrelevant. You can sit on it and be the face of change. Or you can fall and let chaos consume what's left. This is the new equation, Alpha. Your authority for my guidance. Your obedience for your pack's survival, your penance made permanent. The moon is not a decoration, it is a tide. Your ancestors did not just worship it, they synchronized with it. This is a child's drawing of a god.
How?
By remembering what the thread is meant to represent. The moon's bane was not bad luck. It was a sickness of disconnection. Imagine a wolf who forgets how to smell the forest or hear the pack. It grows weak, confused, reminded, and hungry for something remember for a little while. But help this living wolf a single scent is nyuxing. It is learning to smell the forest again, for yourselves.
You're teaching them.
I am reminding them of things your people chose to forget.
They're afraid of you, but they're also curious. The weavers haven't stopped talking about the tapestry.
Fear and curiosity are the parents of change.
And what change do you wish to father here? You speak of balance, of synchronization. It sounds like peace, but you are not a peaceful creature.
Peace, the presence of justice. The balance I bring is a corrective force. To a tumor, the surgeon's knife is an act of war.
My consultation, what would it entail?
First lesson, you will gather your warriors, not for a speech, for a demonstration.
What kind of demonstration?
The moon will be high tonight. Have them on the high field at midnight, all of them. Those who are afraid may watch from the walls.
And what will you do?
I will show them the difference between taking and receiving.
You are wolves of Blackmane. Your strength is legendary as a fury. Your fury a song, let me hear it! Command them, Alpha, as one, to summon their inner fire, their wolf.
That is taking. You reach into the well of your beast and grab. You shout at the moon as if it were an enemy. That is receiving. You do not shout at the tide. You learn to swim with it. The first lesson is concluded. Practice.
Ravagers from the Scythian deeps. A warbang marked on our southern borders.
Numbers! Direction!
30, maybe 40. Heavy fighters, led by Gralf. They're probing. They'll hit the outer sentry post by tomorrow night.
Mobilize the eastern and southern patrols. Double the guard on the outer walls. Every fighter armed by dawn. We meet them at the sunken pass. We do not let them reach the stronghold.
You plan to meet them with force.
It's the only language Ravelers understand.
Is it? You will bleed for your territory. Some of you will die.
If you win, you teach them only that you can make them bleed harder. Then they return. It is a wheel of carnage.
What would you have us do? Offer them tea and talk of the moon? They'll slaughter us where we stand.
You already touched a new strength on the high field. Show them something more terrifying than superior force. Show them a power they cannot comprehend, let alone fight. The Ravager's strength is savagery. They expect beasts defending a den. Show them you are the den itself. Show them the very night around your home is alive, and it answers to you.
And what will you do?
Bring your warriors to the sunken pass at dusk, not to form a battle line. Have them stand, have them wait, in silence. Do not howl, do not growl. Let the Ravagers come and see wolves who do not fear the dark because they are its children.
And you?
I will remind the night who it belongs on.
Blackhane pups. Come to greet your new masters? Have you lost your tongues or just your spines?
I did not reach for the clean power of the moon. I reached for the wound.
Witchcraft! Blackmail! Sorcery!
So good. Just blood a little more. Hurt is warm. Hurts. It hurts. Warm. Never enough.
Stand fast, you dogs! Never dogs! No trick, Grawl. A reminder. The night does not belong to the loudest or the cruelest. It belongs to those who listen. And tonight, it is displeased with you.
This isn't over!
He did not smile. He did not thank me. He gave me something rarer.
I never understood him. He ruled with pure force. His word was a cliff face. I thought that was strength.
And now?
Now I see it was a limitation. What you showed in the past, what you are teaching the pack, it comes from somewhere else into the night to you.
Your father's strength was a wall. Mine is a tide. Walls can be climbed or broken. Tides simply are. They wear down mountains.
The young warriors look to you now. They practice the still. The eldest will fear.
That is the nature of change. The old forge was flawed. It made strong blades, but brittle ones. He would have met the Ravagers head on. They would have learned only that Blackhane was hard to kill. They would return.
And now they think come back with priests and witchbreakers.
Good. Let them bring fear with thems. Legend has become borders no army dares cross.
It feels like a cheat. I didn't earn that victory. You hand it to me.
Didn't you? You stood still when every instinct screamed to charge. You held your line under a hated enemy's gaze. You spoke the words I gave you and sold them as truth. That took a different kind of strength. Not the strength to swing an axe. The strength to hold still while the universe swings it for you.
You're refining me, like ore in your new forge, hammering out the impurities of the old ways.
I'm offering you a chance to be more than your father, to be more than a blunt instrument, to be a conductor.
A conductor?
For Moonlight, for the pack's new potential's sake.
For the fear that not a leader will keep bored a tool.
All leaders are tools. The question is what they are tools for.
You said coming storms. What storms?
The Ravagers are a symptom. The corruption I took from your sister did not spring from nothing. It reflects a deeper discord. Your pack's disconnection from the moon made you weak. I showed you how to reconnect. But reconnection works both ways.
You are tuning yourselves to a frequency. And on that frequency, you may hear older things. Things that have been waiting to be heard.
The flaw in your father's forge was simple. It made weapons only for the wars he could see. Start making tools for the wars you can't.
A week passed in a fragile hum. The pack practiced stillness. I practiced power. But the corruption inside me would not sleep. The deeper I went, the stronger it became. Not eagerness, recognition. It looked like the source of every legend. Then the corruption inside me screamed. Love hit me first, vast enough to break bone, then grief.
My child, you have come home.
It was not a source. It was a wound. My blood was not simply power. It was a bandage. My mother had not only hidden me, she had anchored me. And the Black Limes, in their greed, had been picking at the wound for months.
Show me.
You live on a scar, and you have been scratching at the scab.
The elders are speaking of scars, of scabs. They say you touched the stone and it spoke to you.
It did not speak. It screamed. You just learned to call it silence.
What did it tell you?
Everything. Your territory is not a birthright, it is a hospice. Your ancestors did not lose the old ways, they were shielded from them. My mother was the shield, and I am the keystone. The moon's balm in my blood was not a gift, it was mortar in a seal. The moon's bane in your sister was not random, it was poison leaking through the cracks. Your physician's text spoke of a seal and it sat on the power, they were wrong. The power was the seal. Every drop you took did not just weaken me, it weakened the patch on the world.
Oh, God.
You were not just torturing a slave, Caleb. You were destabilizing the bedrock under your feet.
And the pass? The shadows, the whispers, that was what?
A taste. A tiny controlled release of the infection pressing against the seal. I used the corruption I took from Eliza and amplified it. I showed the Ravitors a ghost of the sickness living under your home.
What happens if it breaks?
The land sickens and dies. The corruption spreads, your people become like the Ravagers, or worse. Or the original rift reopens, and whatever was on the other side comes through.
We have to fix it. You have to fix it. You have the power.
I am the power. I am not a repair kit. I am part of the infrastructure. The crack is in the world. The patch is me. To fix it completely, I would have to finish my mother's sacrifice.
You're a prisoner too.
The lock turned. We are all prisoner. My fury was a child used as a bandage, a woman used as a tool, and something far lonelier than revenge.
What do we do?
Not for Ravagers, for a storm that comes from the ground. Teach them the stillness, strengthen their connection to the true moonlight. It may be the only filter they have against what is coming.
And you?
I need to have a conversation with a ghost. It led down. Into the wound. Towards my mother and the price she had hidden inside my blood. I'm here. Your living lock. Your failed patchwork daughter. Show yourself.
I bound you to save you. The rift was not natural. Greedy hands tore at the moon's heart and poisoned this land. I could close the wound, but not heal it. It needed constant pressure, a living filter. So you used your own child as a filter. You poured power into me, not as a gift, but as a plug. You made me a prison for a catastrophe.
I made you guardian of a balance. The seal in your blood was meant to dampen the resonation until you were strong enough to understand.
Understand what?
That my life was never mine. That I was meant to sit in the dark until someone bled me dry.
Your stewards. They were the first. They fought beside me to close the rift.
I gave them this land to protect. I asked them to protect you. They locked you away. They taught you pain. They became the greed that made the wound.
So what now?
The seal is broken. The wound is festering. I carry its reflection inside me. What choice do I have?
You can complete the sealing. Pour all that you are back into the wound. The land will heal, the black mines will be safe, and you will become part of the silence.
Or you can do what I could not. Not close the wound. Heal it. How? The rift was made by taking. Healing requires giving. You must take the poison.
The pack is part of the land. Their harmony with the true moonlight is the other half of the cure. You cannot do it alone. You must lead them not as a conqueror or a punisher, but as a...
The elders told the council what they understood. There is panic. Some want to flee. Others want to chain you back up and pretend none of this is happening.
And you?
I am the Alpha who broke the world. My choices are no longer my own. I follow yours.
Gather them. All of them. On the high field. Now.
You know part of the truth. You live on a scar. Your ancestors were heroes, then guards, then forgetters. The thing they guarded was not a treasure, and the key to that tragedy was me. This is what the moon intends: harmony, balance, a tide to swim with. And this is what happens when harmony is torn, is perverted into taking. This is the poison in your land, your bloodline, your mountain's heart. I carry both. The cure and the concentrated disease. I was born to be the seal between them. But your Alpha, in his love for his sister, picked the lock. He did not know. But ignorance does not erase consequence. There are two paths. One, I finish what my mother started. I pour myself into the wound and seal it shut forever. The land heals, you are safe, and I become a story. A ghost in your mountain. The martyr who cleaned up your mess. Two, we do what my mother could not. We do not close the wound. We heal it. Healing is not a single act, it is a process. I am the filter. I am the conduit, but I cannot do it alone. The sickness is in the land, and the land is you. Your fear, your disconnection made fertile ground for it.
Link ourselves to you after what we did?
I do not ask for trust, I offer a bargain. A new ledger. Your debt to me is infinite. You cannot repay the pain, so we write a new debt. You will give me your obedience, not to me as a person, but to the process of healing. You will learn the harmony when I draw the core of the until it is as natural as breath from the wound and need your combined strength to keep it from drowning us all. And you, Alpha, your penitence is not exile, it is service. You will be the bridge. You will enforce the new ways. You will lead your people into harmony, or you will fall trying. Your authority will come not from bloodline, but from utility to the cure.
How?
By remembering, by relearning synchronization, by becoming a chorus instead of a crowd. Then we begin. At dawn, we start the work. The great cleansing.